Hello everyone, in this video I want to show you how to quickly use HWC and TCL in HyperGraph in order to quickly load inside a single HyperGraph sessions curves coming from different jobs of a HyperStudy evaluation. So let's say here you have a HyperStudy design of experiment or optimizations with 10 jobs. And in each of these ones, you have the folder M1 and then your output files. And if I look at other folders, it's the same. So now what I want to do is go into HyperGraph, and the first step is that I will rely on a session file, flexible report, a parameterized file that I previously defined. So let me pick one model. And let me change initial color. So this is a report template, a flexible report that I created in a previous video. I will copy the link of this previous video into the comment. So let me now apply this template. First thing to know, into the HyperGraph preferences, I go to the data in order to uncheck the enable unit scaling so that I don't have to check or validate the units each time I load curve. So please make sure that your enable unit scaling is deactivated in your preferences. Then let me show the HWC console. And there is something that I didn't do when loading the preference file, so let me go again to flexible report because my report was already loaded. So let me select it again and let me apply a new one, still with overlay. So what do we see here? What is HWC to start with? These HWC instructions. In the previous versions, we were frequently asked to have a kind of journal file for HyperView HyperGraph as we have in HyperMesh. We decided not to record all basic TCL instructions as it was done for HyperMesh, as it is done for HyperMesh, but instead to create a new layer, a new scripting layer, which with some high-level commands, which gathers multiple basic TCL commands in HyperView HyperGraph. So basically, if I want to do some jobs with HyperView HyperGraph now, you can start with HWC, and let's say, for instance, that I'm interested in this one, and here you see that I have some commands saying I want to overlay my session. You see here that I have a parameter which is line color 4. So just let me load maybe it another time. Session flexible report. Let me change again the job. So let me pick run 2 and let me change the color. This is something which is new in HWC. We didn't have this prior, but in fact, depending on the number of arguments into your flexible report, you can ask or you can provide only the arguments that changed between two loads of the flexible report. So here is my exact command if I want to change all parameters which are available. So the two commands of interest will be loading my TPL and applying my TPL with different parameters. So let me right click and copy this to TCL. Now let me go to Notepad++. Let me open these two lines to start with. So you see that the commands are now preceded by HWC commands. And now what I need to do is to loop over the folders in my directory. So for this I will use a TCL generic command which is called glob, G-L-O-B. So if I go to my HyperGraph, I can load the TCL console, pwd for print working directory. So I am in the current working directory of interest, and if I hit glob minus types D states for directory, and I want only the folders starting with run. So what I can do is to pick this line and set run dir list and put this into square brackets. Remember, this is the way to do it in TCL. Set to say means we will define a variable. Run dir list is the name of the variable, and we push in the variable the result of the command glop minus types d run star. As it will return a list, we can then loop over the list with the for each statement, the TCL for each statement, for each run dir of $run dir list. And then what I can do, open curly brace, close curly brace. And this is not mandatory in TCL. You don't have to add tabulation for the lines, but it's for an easier reading. So I will have these two lines, and here I need to replace run2 by $run dir. Also, I will add one other variable which is set color, curve color. I will start with index 4, for instance, value 4, as it is done, or 3, it could be 3 either. Okay, so that at each iteration I have a different color, so curve color, and I will then increment curve color. And just to make the script robust, I need to go into the folder of interest. So let me go into a folder which will be approach directory, and then I need to define first approach directory by saying I will use a tk choose directory. Tk choose dir, I guess, with me directory. Sorry. I have my small hint bi directory. So with this, I should be able to get to the point. So file new. Yes. I can clear this one, and let me Control V. So I can select my folder. By default it is selected, so okay, let me keep this one. And let me hit enter. And here you see all the curves are being plotted. And I didn't mention it at the beginning, but I don't have only 3 on this page. For the post-processing, I have 3 pages of post-processing, so the pages will be displayed not only, the template will be applied not only to page 1, but from page 1 to page 3. So now if I, okay, maybe there are still some curves being plotted. If I go to page 2, I will see the accelerations, and if I go to page 3, I will see the rigid wall forces. So here's one quick way, you see, with few lines for looping over directories and loading your flexible report within HyperGraph.